Order the new Lo-Fi Penguin desk pad and Picky Penguin notebook available over on Creator Inc. Check the link in the description below. Previously on the Great Ace Attorney 2 Resolved.
You're really not your usual self today. You seem very down. Did all those mindfucks from the last case mess with your brain?
What's the last case? You mean last case is in last case, or last case is in the last case of the previous game, which was the last case for me?
Okay, I think I'm starting to see why your brain's all messed up.
And now back to licking at people.
Hello!
Sneakoopy! Back with some more of the Great Ace Attorney 2 Resolve. When we last left off, oh my God, look, it's Van Zeeks! Frontward facing Van Zeeks, and he looks very angry at me. He's like, what are you doing in my office? Don't you dare touch my holy chalices. Only I'm allowed to do that. I swear to God, if you break a single one of them. Really, dude? You gonna do me like that? You just break the fuck out of them anyway. That is for my hands only. My hands only. Okay, Jesus, sorry. And his office is just as wonderfully elegant as I always imagined it would be. But he's got a new apprentice, which is interesting, and he's a mysterious apprentice with a mask on, which is very strange, very unusual. And Naruhodo feels like he's met him before. So I've been thinking about this. I'm like, who could that possibly be? All right, if it's someone that he's met before, maybe realistically, it could be like one of the jurors or something that he's met up to this point. But I feel like that doesn't hold a lot of like value, I guess, right? Like a lot of story or narrative significance, right? Like, why would that be a fucking big deal? Pork chops man, even though pork chops man clearly probably is, that pork chop be sticking out underneath that mask. I wouldn't be McGundle, too old, right? Honestly, I would have said it could have been maybe like some great ancestor of fucking Edgeworth or some shit, and that's why they're keeping it a secret. But Naruhodo explicitly said that I feel like I've met him before. So that sort of rules that out. Actually, does he show up in my menu here? Oh, he is. An apprentice of Lord Van Zeeks, whose face is always covered by a mask, is an air of completely unassailable man. They get a little bit of his jawline there. I suppose it could be someone related to Van Zeeks, like a brother or something, or maybe the guy in the portrait over there, but I figured that was probably his father. And again, I feel like this would make no sense, right? If it even was, why would Naruhodo know who that was? I guess it could possibly be like Hosonaga, like the detective guy from Japan. But then again, it's like that just, I keep coming back to then why would his face be hidden? You know, that'd be someone he'd recognize, but it's like that shouldn't matter. And again, he's a freaking prosecutor. So I'm like, this is what I've been sort of going through. These are like well, maybe, but it just still doesn't, the grand scope of an epic story, I feel like that doesn't make any sense. But there's one person that I feel like this could potentially be, though I don't have any fucking idea how it could be. And that is Asogi. What if this motherfucker ends up being Asogi? Like he didn't actually die. That's the only thing I could think of where that would be some mindfucky shit. And when we think back to, right, to what Strongheart was saying to us, he even mentioned like, how do you even know what Asogi's true mission was, right? Like, why would he say that? And then this guy comes into play, and apparently he's been brought in by Strongheart himself, and he's choosing to hide his face and his voice. Like, it's so weird, but it's like, is he trying to hide him from Naruhodo specifically? Or I guess maybe other people, or other people here that know who Asogi would be? It's weird because I thought Asogi potentially could have already known who Van Zeeks is. And if that is the case, then I feel like he should already know that this person is Asogi, assuming that that is correct, right? And if that is the truth, then like, does he know it's him? Does he realize it's him? I don't know. That all kind of entails on whether he ever actually met the guy. I just sort of gotten hints, seemingly we gotten hints that Asogi and Van Zeeks were already acquainted. Like he sort of was already partially aware of what Asogi was, like who he was coming here. But the thing that doesn't land with that in this theory is that, well, then why would this guy be a prosecutor for one thing? Initially, Asogi was aiming to be a defense attorney, correct? So that's sort of weird. And, you know, second and probably most importantly, how the fuck did he not die, right? Pretty sure we had literally a body, a dead body, that I'm pretty sure we looked at and checked. That was definitely Asogi lying on the ground there. And I assume that exact same body got taken and brought back to Japan. That was the grave we saw back in Japan, right? Was Asogi's grave. So you know, I kind of don't really know how that would have like gone unnoticed. Like, oh man, his body's gone, or I don't know if he had like a fucking body double or some shit. So like that doesn't really make sense. So like there's a lot of like holes to this theory, but at the same time, I feel like that's the only person I could think of fulfilling this role as a supreme mystery and looking the way he does. So we still see at least a little bit of his face. Like it looks like that could be the bottom half of Asogi's face, and having his identity have to be a mystery, right? To where that would really be significant. I think we did see this guy also wielding a sword alongside Van Zieks, right? And Asogi was clearly also capable of wielding a sword, right? And the fact, it's just also the fact that Naruhodo said it was somebody he recognized. If he didn't say that, I wouldn't think this. But the fact that he said that, right, shows that this guy is not meant to be just a mystery, like to us, the viewer, right? It's not like I thought, where this could have been like a tie back into the mainline Ace Attorney games, where it's like somebody's great ancestor, like an Edgeworth or something, which I think actually would be kind of dope. But it's actually a character that is someone we've seen already up to this point in the story. Unless it's like Naruhodo's father or something, but that'd be sort of weird because we've never seen or any inkling of like Naruhodo's lineage or his parents or anything like that. There's just nothing about that. But we've had a whole heaping metric shit ton of mystery around Asogi, right? Like they've been setting that shit up. I was thinking that whatever Asogi was going to do was something that Naruhodo would potentially figure out himself, and then either fulfill Asogi's legacy or deny it if it ends up being like something really dark and dank. But maybe his seeming death on the board of the ship was all a ploy? It seems a little far-fetched because the girl, like, I don't think any of that shit could have been fucking predicted, right? I don't know. I've got many questions if that's really the case. Honestly, I feel like if it is Asogi, I feel like Naruhodo would immediately recognize it too, right? Recognize him if he started talking. I mean, he already seemingly recognized his face some, right? So probably that's maybe why he wouldn't talk, seeing as he's his best friend. I don't know, man. I don't know. But that's my thought. Oh, by the way, you guys told me Odie Asman is, the pun there is odious man. Ah, I see. An odious man. Yeah, this guy's actually supposed to be like a piece of shit, right? Despite how dapper he looks. Damn. But that's kind of my theory, at least right now. But anyway, last episode, Lycan Dragon said, Ryunosuke, I wonder who that Master Apprentice is. Master Apprentice takes off mask and summons Arsene. Nico Bizzle Joka. Look who's in this game! And that's when Ryunosuke realizes Giselle Brett was Haru all this time, and Wagaha was in fact Morgana. Ryunosuke gains the power of Persona, and they infiltrate Van Ziek's palace, which is a giant castle made entirely of legs. As for how Haru/Brett comes back, the power of true love between Nico Bizzle and his sweetheart is stronger than even motherfucking death. Oh shit, oh my god, how could I have been so fucking blind? You're right. You're right. God damn, that makes so much fucking sense. Of course, it would be me, because every one of my LPs has to tie to the other one in some way. And in fact, it is just, motherfucking Joka, the original Akira. God, that'd be so weird if that was the case. This is random fucking Persona guest star showing up in this game. And that's when things started to take a fucking weird turn. It suddenly turns into a Mutsuo game. I was like, you know, I was up with the game at this point, but when it turned to a Mutsuo, it started to get a little odd. I mean, it was fun, but I was also really confused. I started to think maybe I'm not actually playing the right game, and I'm actually just playing Persona 5 Strikers after all. And that's when Nico realized the whole time, these past 20 episodes, he's actually just been playing the wrong game. Oh, silly me, I got my CDs mixed up, my bad. But Lycan Dragon, thank you so much for honestly what is probably gonna end up being the truth here. And it is for that reason you are comment of the day. But all right, so we've got a nice little mystery going on here. I wish I could talk to this guy more. I wish I could talk to you, sir. No, not that. Go over here. Look at him. Look at him. This Obi-Wan fucking Kenobi over here. Seriously, looks like a Jedi. I think I've examined everything here, right? I think we're done. We talked all your stuff, yeah. All right, good. Get out of my office. You're stinking up the place with your foul following the scent. Where's all this racism coming from, all right? I feel like some deep-seated shit. I don't have any deep-seated dank lore. Now get out of here. All right, let's go visit the person I'm supposed to be representing anyway. He's been waiting in jail for quite a while. Oh my God! I sent some Moshirige voice. Can I do a Moshirige voice with a British accent? Oh, this is gonna be a test. This might take a few tries, but I think that might be the way to go here. Seeing as I've already given the Moshirige voice to Ouchie, so I don't want to give him exactly the same voice. But all right, October 22nd, Logo Prison, Cell 1. Oh, that's right. Oh, I forgot you're wearing your cute little outfit.
I know, it's adorable, isn't it? Just like me.
The warden said cell 11. That's this one.
Oh, there's someone curled up in a ball in the back corner. Look! Hello, weird man, I see you!
What's his name again? Professor Albert Hairbrain, wasn't it? That's an unfortunate name. Excuse me! Professor Hairbrain!
Who are you?
I'm Ryunosuke Naruhodo. I'm a defense lawyer.
A lawyer?
Ah! Is this something I said? Oh my god, what is up with his arms?
Oh
boy. Okay, this is gonna take some doing. I've never tried an accent in this voice before. All right. Oh, we got some goofy music playing.
A lawyer, you say? What would you be here about the experiment? Are you going to defend my hypothesis?
Your hypothesis? Sorry, I don't...
Yesterday's demonstration! That magnificent demonstration was an out success by anyone's calculations. But despite that, no one listens. No one believes in the science. When it's explained, they all leave at high velocity.
Yeah, this is absolutely, it has to be the most Shirige voice with potentially a British accent, right? And sometimes people are like, Nico, why do you always give it to the guys with glasses? Well, in this case, all right, you cannot argue with this, all right? This absolutely fits this man too perfectly.
Ha!
Now's probably not a good time to mention that your zeal made my concentration leave for a while, too. Oh, boy. Hey, look what I got. Booyah!
Fascinating, yes.
In Japan, where I come from, it's a symbol of a defense lawyer. Wearing it is very bracing, I find.
Your words make some sense to me, but they are entirely illogical.
What do you mean?
Well, for example, I find this white laboratory coat that I wear for my work very bracing too. However, in my case, there's a perfectly logical reason for that feeling.
Oh, really? What is it?
I purchased the wrong size by mistake. This one is too small for me. The sleeves especially are extremely bracing. I can barely move my wrists.
That's what you call logical, is it?
Of course, it's entirely logical. That's science, Mr. Naruhodo.
Whatever, dude. Hey, check this out.
How could this have happened?
You must feel awful, as well as a man losing his life. The Crystal Tower was greatly damaged too. Way to go, fuckhead.
I know what happened. It must have been that.
That?
The day before the demonstration, I had my usual meal of frankfurters at the hotel restaurant. And when I paid the bill, they gave me 3 shillings too much in change. But instead of saying anything, I just slipped the coins into my pocket. They're still there now. It's divine retribution for my wrongdoing. That's what this is.
God, this guy is look at this crazy. What is this pose right here? His shoulders like they're popping out of his fucking sockets. That looks painful. Seriously, the way your arms are stretched, like, try doing that. Try doing that right now, Penguin, while you're watching this. Put your arms out and now try to stretch your fucking hands out as they're like flapping your arms like a fucking duck. And then stretch your fucking hands outward as they're pressed up against your chest. You're gonna dislocate your wrists trying to do it.
But why? Don't do it. It's over.
For a scientist, he has some very logical anecdotes. Long and illogical. Oh wait, did I say logical or illogical? No, very illogical anecdotes. Oh boy, all right. So, yeah, what happened yesterday? You mentioned the demonstration yesterday.
The babies have called it a spectacular failure. After all, the man died in the explosion, didn't he? Even if he was a bit of a shithead.
Yes, you can interpret the results that way if you really wanted to. Well, I suppose in the strictest sense, the experiment was a failure, but at the same time, it was a great success.
You have lost me.
I saw it with my own eyes, right there in front of me. Mr. Asman was spontaneously disassembled.
Yeah, we know. That's part of the problem. Yeah, and he wasn't reassembled. He just was literally evaporated into a beautiful dust of red mist.
Until then, everything was going exactly as my calculations had predicted. At that point, he should have been beamed to this crystal tower by instantaneous kinesis. However,
The machine exploded and Mr. Asman, in fact, perished?
yes, I can't deny that part of the experiment was a failure.
So what you're really saying is the large explosion that killed Mr. Asman was an accident, correct?
But the bigwigs had you arrested on suspicion of murder.
I was responsible for a man's death. That is the immutable truth here. And for that, I wish to be punished at once. But murder? Never in a million years. It was an accident, simply an accident.
I see.
Holmesy and I were talking this morning, you know. He said the situation would change completely depending on whether it was treated as an accident or murder.
How exactly? How do things work here in this crazy land of ours?
Well, if it really was an accident, then the professor's machine would be kept in protective custody.
On what grounds?
Ah, yes, instantly established here in Britain. The Special Dispensation for Scientific Equipment Act.
That one passed me by.
But if the case is treated as murder,
Then they'll say my machine was the murder weapon, and they'll be able to paw it over as much as they like. If they examine it in detail, they'll find out how it's made, and then they'll be able to copy my idea. My precious hypothesis will be stolen. The machine must be protected from that at all costs. That's why it's imperative that this whole incident is shown to have been an accident in tomorrow's trial.
Ah, I see now. I mean, you're still going to jail though.
Oh yes, doodly so. Absolutely going to jail.
It's kind of just a weird one, right? Like, it's gonna be weird seeing, like, if this really ended up being like somebody else fucking just killed this guy and it wasn't an accident. If it actually ends up being an accident, if that really ends up being the case here, then it would be, well, this guy's still going to jail. Instantaneous kinesis. So in short, there was a terrible accident at the Great Exhibition Showground yesterday. Oh, well, what if somebody tampered with his device, right? And it did something it wasn't supposed to do that was out of his control. Ooh, that's a possibility. Like, I was just thinking, well, maybe it's going to be the case that, like, oh, he didn't actually die from whatever happened and with the machine. But if it was tampered with by somebody else, maybe.
Yes, or rather no, the devil is in the details. Strictly speaking, there was a terrible explosion.
It sounds the same to me.
you were demonstrating super high voltage instantaneous kinesis, weren't you? How fascinating.
Is this different for teleportation or is it basically the same thing?
Humans, like all matter, are made up of particles and are held together by electrical bonds. So it must be possible, using a sufficiently high voltage, to break those bonds and beam the particles through space. That's it in a nutshell. That's my idea, you see? That's my amazing hypothesis.
Gosh, that's unimaginably high-level science. In fact, I would dare say sci-fi. Some Star Trek shit.
Oh, but dare to imagine it. Dare to dream of such incredible technology. Just think, one moment I could be here in this cell, and the next, I could be at the Great Exhibition again. And free! I'm free! Aha!
Well, yes, that would be incredible. Sadly, that's not gonna happen.
And the next, in the mere blink of an eye, I could be at the Great Parisian Theater, say? The possibilities are endless. The whole of our vast planet would be within reach.
So no more hiding in wardrobes on rocky seas for 50 days? Dude.
I don't really see it like that.
What do you mean, Iris?
Well, if you could travel anywhere in the world instantly, the planet wouldn't really seem that vast anymore, would it? I think it would feel like it had shrunk.
My word, that's exactly right. But what are the implications? What does this mean?
Oops, that got Professor Bunny Brain really worried by the look of it.
Bunny brain. That big old head of hair he's got. Clearly, this is yet another case of just because you can doesn't mean you should, I suppose.
The point is, my calculations are flawless. The science works. But without a practical demonstration, it means nothing. And that's always the fly in the ointment.
Because practical demonstrations cost a lot of money. Money that young scientists like you don't have.
That's exactly it, yes.
Holmesy's always complaining about it. He says the government should invest more in science.
Well, anyway, I bumped into him at the right time. I met the well-known investor, Mr. Asman.
That's how I got it. And he volunteered to be in this fucking experiment? This guy's fucking nuts!
Are you crazy?
The victim who died in yesterday's terrible accident, you mean? I like how, so Van Zieks knows this weirdo. Van Zieks knows this goofhead. I can only imagine their fucking interactions with each other. It's just gonna be Van Zieks like, oh my God, please, God, save me. The Reaper's varsity years. I understand Lord Van Zieks is a friend of yours from your university days?
Yes, that's right. He was studying law whilst I was studying science.
What was he like back then?
A good question. Unassuming, gentlemanly, an all-round nice fellow, really.
Sorry, I think you misheard me. I'm talking about the cold-hearted, merciless prosecutor, Barack Van Zieks, who literally kills people. What was he like when he was at university?
Talk about a leading question, Bruno.
As I said, an unassuming and extremely pleasant gentleman. After all, he is the little darling of the Van Zieks family, with all its great aristocratic origins.
Oh, sweet mother of God, am I about to get some more deep tanks Van Zieks lore? Oh yeah, baby, I need it. I need it in my fucking bloodstream. Give it to me. Ah! Sorry.
I didn't realize they had quite such a noble blood.
Little darling? Oh my God, I'm gonna say it to him next time. He's gonna get so mad. Oh my God, he's gonna try to be a sweetheart after all.
It was a bit of a shock when I came back to Britain and learned what he'd become. The Reaper, the Bailey, no less.
Yes, that's right.
Did you hear, though, that there was a very big event in his life that completely changed him after graduation?
Really? What sort of event?
The betrayal of the Japanese guy?
Ah! I'm sorry, but I don't know anymore. I wasn't in the country at the time. I was in Germany already.
Oh, yes, of course. He's heard all about the Reaper. I really don't have the heart to tell him that Lord Van Zieks will be the prosecutor in the court tomorrow. Yeah, oh God. I guess he's not aware of that. I'm kind of realizing the voice I'm giving him is actually a bit like my Gundel voice. I didn't really think about my Gundel voice necessarily being my Moshirige voice with an accent. I'm trying to go a little more, more Moshirige than the Magundel voice, which sounded more like this, I think. And this guy sounds like this. It's sort of like a more exaggerated one, but they are kind of close. The victim. The full name of the man who died in yesterday's accident was Mr. Odie Asman, wasn't it? What exactly was your relationship with the man?
He first visited me in my laboratory in Germany a year ago. Now, he said he wanted to invest in my immaculate hypothesis. I thanked my lucky stars.
I see. So you hadn't really known each other until then.
Money for scientific research? I'm so envious.
As far as I was concerned, the man was an angel.
Oh, really? Because his name is literally Odious Man.
An archangel, even. He was prepared to fund a practical demonstration of my hypothesis for presentation at the Great Exhibition. And if that went well, I can expect additional financial support for my research from the British government. Mr. Asman provided me with money and an exceptional engineer.
He provides you with an engineer, huh? Ooh, who's the engineer? He's probably the killer.
He produced a machine to my precise specifications.
But then your dreams were blown to dust in one enormous explosion.
As you can see, I owe everything to Mr. Asman. I would never, ever have thought of taking the man's life.
Well, he seems genuine enough. I don't think he's lying. Well, you're definitely a little goofball, aren't you? So, Professor, let me just make absolutely sure I've understood you properly. The huge explosion that occurred yesterday was an accident, you're saying. And you had no intent to harm the victim, who was in fact the sole investor in your work. Is that correct?
As correct as 2 squared is 4. I swear it. Yes, it's true that the man perished in a machine of my invention. So I know that I'm far from blameless in all this. But still, I would never use my discoveries, my inventions, to take a person's life, not in a centillion years. I'm a man of science, damn it. It's all I know. You have to believe me, please. Do you believe me? Somebody please believe me. Do you believe in my hypothesis? Science is the pursuit of truth, you know. I've always believed that. All my life.
No, you're guilty. You deserve to burn out. I'm afraid I don't know much about science or your theories. But I do believe you, and I will fight to prove your innocence with all my might.
I'm a man of the law. It's all I know. You have to believe me, please. I mean, sorry.
When I went to live in Germany after I graduated, I learned something very important. Nationality, class, lineage, none of that matters. As long as you try your hardest, you can achieve anything.
Thank you for that, Professor.
And thank you in advance for defending me tomorrow in court.
All right, Udo. It's time. Time to visit the great exhibition with my cool gun.
Sorry?
Well, that's where the incident happened, isn't it? And if you don't take me, I'm gonna shoot you.
Yes, I suppose that's true. Time to investigate last. All right. Bye.
Bye. Good chatting with you. Please free me.
I'll do my best.
All right, the experimentation stage. I'm gonna bet the engineer is probably still here, right? He's gotta be somebody in this case, right? Okay, so this is probably a stupid question, but this isn't actually based off anything, is it? Like the Crystal Tower, a place like this doesn't actually exist in Britain, does it? Like, I don't think I've ever heard of anything like this. It's cool. It's very kind of almost steampunk looking. Like this building is like it was ripped right out of fucking mist. Like, look at this cool background here. October 22nd, the Red Exhibition Grounds, photo of the Crystal Tower.
The show grounds are a little too big for my liking. I don't like empty open space. I've been walking around in dense crowds for 2 hours now. I felt myself swooning 3 times.
And look at all the bits and pieces on the ground over there.
There are a lot of people here, aren't there? I've almost been trodden on 3 times, too.
Be careful, won't you, Iris? Don't let go of my hand.
Aw. You're so tiny, no one can probably see you.
We finally made through the throngs, though, by the look of it.
That's so fucking cute. Fuck this game. Fuck. Sorry, I'm just like imagining Naruto guiding little Iris by the hand in her cute little adorable outfit, and it's like oh fuck that. It's too cute. It's making my brain explode. I need fan art of it. It's so fucking cute. God. Ah!
Here we are underneath the public experimentation stage where the explosion happened yesterday.
Damn. What the hell? Where are all these Ace Attorney sound effects? Blah, 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 blah.
What's that? I can hear voices from up on the stage. Sounds like an argument.
Oh my god, no fucking demon way. Is that who I think it is? Oh my god, look how fucking cute she looks. Oh my god, she looked like she all grown up suddenly. Did we figure out what she was doing? Specifically, I noticed that she's been working hard to do stuff, but I don't think we knew exactly what it was she was doing. Is she actually working with the police? Right, I have you this time. I warn you, I'll arrest you in a minute.
Oh, yeah, go on, Spectre. Give it a shot. You ain't got no evidence and you know it.
Wait, I know those voices.
You've got a cheeky little mouth on you, young lady. But night in the cells will teach you some manners. Well, okay, maybe not.
Just try it, I dare ya. You want up that bag of chips rammed down your throat? Yoo-hoo! Grexy! What are you doing up there?
Oh, she's gonna be so happy to see Gina. We haven't seen her in a hot minute either. It's you here. You're here. Here you are. You here. Your ladyship. Oh, that's right. Forgot he has like this. He has a hilarious infatuation with Iris. How are you, your ladyship? I do hope you're well, your ladyship.
Does that make her 3 times a lady?
I'm not well at all. It's far too busy everywhere. I wanted to ride in a balloon, but there was a 3-hour queue.
Unbelievable. I'll have a word for you at once, your ladyship. You'll be flying high as a kite in no time once I pull some strings for you.
Tobias Gregson, Inspector Scotland Yard, in case you forgot. Until recently, he was suspended from duty, but appear he's back in action now. Really? Was he suspended because of the whole thing in the final case of the last game as well? Because that involved him too. He's actually quite well known, appearing as he does in the Adventures of Sherlock Holmes. And for that reason, you can't say a word wrong to the story's author, Iris.
Yep.
But there are limits, surely. Or there should be.
Watch it, sunshine!
Sorry. Stop reading my inner monologue.
What gives then? Don't tell me you're in this case.
Yes, I'm acting for the defense.
So we're here to investigate.
Dear me, what's the situation, is it?
Is it really that troubling?
Amazing fine, Bob. Is that all you got?
Damn.
You're a lawyer, ain't you? You can stand to carry a bit more copper around your pockets, Mr. Naruto.
What? Hey! That's my last bit of spending money, that is!
You can have it back. We'll have to charge you for all the bother. 3 bob.
Oh, wow, look at her little, I love her updated outfit. It's so cute.
It is! It's the same name! Awesome! She didn't get Conan Doyled. This is Gina Lestrade, a pickpocket or diver born and bred in the East End of London. In the case that led to my own suspension 6 months ago, this is the young girl I was defending in court.
What's your problem, eh, Otto? Diver? Pickpocket? What's with all the name calling? You want a bag of chips run down your throat and all, do you?
I thought you were proud to be a diver, Gina.
So a diver. So like a professional pickpocket that works for the police? Is that what that means?
I'm just arguing with Inspector Gregson about it, weren't you? I assumed you've been up to your usual tricks here at the showground.
That ain't no way to talk to a lady, Otto. Half a year's a long time. People can change. I'm an apprentice now. Learn to be a Scotland Yard detective.
Oh my God, no it is. That's awesome. Let's see. Oh my God, this guy's crazy hair. Oh, she's not actually in here yet. Wait, how old is that guy? 33. He's the age I'm going to be in like less than a month. A scientist who invented a machine to demonstrate super high voltage instantaneous kinesis. He was the defendant in the case and a friend of Lord Van Zieks, apparently. You know what? Her outfit actually reminds me a bit of Emma Sky's outfit. I think, yeah, like her updated outfit that she got when she got a little bit older.
So you have to call me what everyone else does. It's Inspector Lestrade now.
Oh my God, that's so adorable. She's got a little badge. Fuck you. Inspector?
That badge is homemade, surely, right? It's cardboard, right?
The inspector part isn't entirely accurate. No one calls her that. For what it's worth anyway. Investigating is off the cards for all of us.
What's that supposed to mean?
Right, well, I'll be back up top. You hold the fort down here, all right?
Right, sir.
Oh, that's cute. That's so fucking cute. They have them working together. I love it. I love it. Have them working together and they're butting heads and shit. That's what he's like, I'm gonna arrest you right now. I don't give a shit if you're working under me. You little pickpocket thief, you.
Well, fuck you, old man. I don't phone out right here.
You wanna go? Let's go. You're on it.
This raises a lot of questions.
But more importantly, hey, look what I got. Booyah!
This armband is proof, in Japan at least, that I'm a defense lawyer.
And this badge is proof that I'm a detective. So you're gonna have to start calling me Inspector Lestrade.
In that case, you'll have to start calling me, well, anything but Otto.
Yeah, that's definitely not. She had a nickname for him in the Scarlet Study one, but it definitely wasn't Otto or Odo. Actually, it's probably Nara Odo. So it was probably Odo, not Otto. I think it was just Ryu as well, honestly. I think it was the same thing that Iris called him. Oh, wait, you probably added now, right? Yeah, there you are. Oh, she's 18 now. A mostly reformed pickpocket who's now a self-appointed detective inspector. She's really making waves in her new apprenticeship. Cool. Super cool. That's awesome. So she, if I remember correctly, right, Gina Lestrade was actually technically in the original Sherlock Holmes stories, a detective as well. I don't know if she was like initially a pickpocket, like it was any of that in the original story too, like she was a pickpocket turned detective. Is that the same? I don't honestly know. I don't know if I had read any of the stories that actually included her. Not that I could fucking remember. I actually had a big book of Sherlock Holmes stories, but I think I only read a few of them. I didn't read all of them.
I could call you Defender Nara Odo if you like, but it don't really trip off the tongue.
No, it doesn't have a great ring to it, does it?
Oh, no, that's not gonna work. Oh, did she steal? Oh, God, I gotta read it. Never mind. I thought it was like, I'll just get the, I don't know what this is talking about, but
Gee, we take a look. Oh, hey, where'd it go?
Looking for this, Otto. Odo?
When did she do that?
What are you got anything else to show me, eh? What do you reckon?
Give that back first, please.
That's cute. That's a cute generic response. I will say I like how they're including some language phonetics with her actual like her dialogue here. This makes it a lot easier for me to give her the accent, which I think they did a bit with Scarlet's Study as well, but I think that they might be going in even harder in this translation. Like anything, right? What are you buying? But honestly, it's always appreciated in these because it always makes nailing accents way easier. Because sometimes it's hard to, on the spot, remember, you know, what's the actual way they say this word, you know, the slang casual term for it. And this kind of Cockney accent has a fucking ton of that.
Like I'd say I got the sounding right of the like a Cockney. I got a little bit of that in there, but
I don't have the actual like specific words that they use, the slang to really truly say I've like nailed that. All right, let's take a look around. What is that?
Oh, look, what's this? A ripped piece of cloth?
It's not like any fabric I've seen before. It's very thick and stiff. Looks extremely durable.
It's canvas, I think, with some sort of rubber backing. And the edges appear to be a bit charred as well.
Maybe that means it has something to do with the explosion.
Let's make a note of it while Ginny's mid-yawn.
A torn piece of canvas-like material backed with rubber that was found on the experimentation stage of the exhibition grounds. There are scorch marks at the edges. The fuck is that, a crossbow?
Ah, it looks as though somebody dropped something behind the tree just here.
Dropped or hid?
That looks like a fucking crossbow.
What is this? Some part of the machine that exploded?
Maybe. It could have fallen from the platform above in the blast, perhaps. What's going on here?
No, nothing. I think I'll hang on to this just in case.
I like her arms and her hips there, and like her kind of happy face, like, I'm in charge here. It's funny. Mysterious contraption, a very curious device found behind a tree under the experimentation stage at the exhibition grounds, almost as if it had been hidden there deliberately. It seemed to have a crank on the side. For some reason, the ground is damaged in this spot. Look, almost as if there was a fire here or something.
Yes, if you look closely, there's some scattered ash and burnt embers too.
Well, I suppose there was a big explosion just above here. People probably wouldn't bat an eyelid at a small fire like this would have been.
I'm not sure we English are quite that laid back, Bruno.
This is just a regular day.
I love how he's always like,
Oh, this is nothing to you guys, right?
What do you think we are, fucking animals?
no, you guys are the ones that think we're animals, damn it.
That's the problem.
All right, before I look around more, I want to talk to Gina.
It was 8 months ago now that I first encountered Gina in connection with a case I was working on. At the time, she was living in the East End with a group of other orphans. She helped all of them survive by pickpocketing, but then she got embroiled in a murder.
With that McGilded fellow.
I had a little time to think in prison. I realized I couldn't go on like I was. The diving was working out. Oh, I'm so pleased to hear it, Jenny. Well done.
So, you went from being a pickpocket to a detective?
You got it. Good, ain't it? Inspector Lestrade. Something that sounds like something out of a book, eh?
Talk about a sea change.
And then there's Iris's old man to think about.
Iris's father, you mean?
Yeah, I promised it, didn't I? I said I'd get all the police force around the world to pull out all the stops looking for him.
Just a small promise then, nothing serious.
Oh, Jenny, you're so sweet.
Oh,
So anyway, that's come how I had to go with the test for Scotland Yard. Only trouble is, I don't read so well, do I?
just a small problem, nothing serious.
And that's when Holmesy approached Grexy and asked for help. So the inspector said he'd take full responsibility for Jenny and made her a sort of apprentice.
Everyone's getting an apprentice now. I wish I had an apprentice. As Susan comes back, she's like,
You're my apprentice, Naruhodo.
I know. That was very magnanimous of Inspector Gregson, and brave.
Well, you know Holmesy. He enjoys finding ways to make people do what he wants.
The great detective likes digging for dirt, in other words.
So, the long and the short of it is, you've got questions about the case, you can ask Inspector Lestrade.
Right then, Inspector. Actually, there is still a big mystery surrounding Gina, isn't there?
Oh, what, Ruda, what?
Well, 6 months ago, Gina was the defendant in a trial prosecuted by the Reaper.
You didn't die.
A trial in which she was found not guilty. And yet, here she still is.
Come on, you're not still on about that, are you? The Legend of the Reaper or whatever it's called. Go, you don't have to worry, Otto.
If I didn't half worry, there's probably wouldn't be a whole lot of you left.
It's like I've told you before, ain't it? The Reaper's kind of like upstairs. So you did.
Oh, they're going way harder in the phonetics this time than they did in the Scarlet Study. Because I'm actually reading this, and I don't remember having that much of a problem with Scarlet Studies. This isn't a complaint or anything, but this one's definitely taking me like, okay, I gotta kind of parse together what I'm saying here and how I'm saying it.
The Reaper's kind of like him upstairs.
Like him upstairs.
So
A knows what I'm like on the inside, that I ain't really done nothing wrong. Okay. Don't worry, I'm not gonna do that every time. I just sort of like reading it. I'm like, okay, see what I mean, right?
The Reaper's kind of like him upstairs. So he knows what I'm like on the inside. That ain't really done nothing wrong.
Nothing wrong might be stretching a point.
What about Mr. Natsume in Japan? He's perfectly fine, isn't he?
Well, that's true. Perhaps the Reaper's more discerning than I thought.
Exactly. So I ain't worried. I'm totally fine.
I hope so.
SJ's incident.
Cool. It was out of this world, it was.
So Core is like fuck.
Damn! That brainy bloke pulled a bunch of levers on his machine and suddenly it started billowing smoke. Then it just went pop. I ain't seen a better experiment yet.
Sorry?
You mean you saw it, Jenny? With your own eyes? Yeah, of course. Boss in charge, yeah, ain't he? Of keeping everything running smooth, I mean.
The boss being Inspector Gregson, I suppose. That's going to take some getting used to.
So all I have to say is that I'm on duty, and I can do whatever I want to. Get this, I was up in one of them flying balloons when it happened, watching it from above. No, you're so lucky, Jenny. Maybe I should join Scotland Yard too. Yeah, do it. You know how to put the boss in its place already, right, Iris? You have no problem at all. Then it's settled. When do I start?
Oh, God.
No. You can't join Scotland Yard, Iris.
We'll see. Anyway, what I don't understand is this. If the machine exploded so spectacularly, how could Professor Bunnybrain still be claiming that his experiment was a success? Oh, right. Well, it was a success, in a way.
What? How can it have been?
Successful experiment?
Surely after the whole machine blew up, no one could call the experiment a success.
It's like I said, it did sort of work. I mean, yeah, there was a load of smoke and that whoop and great bang. But where do you think they found the victim's body, eh? In the Crystal Tower over there.
Oh my God, did he fucking blast him over there?
What? In the tower?
Oh God.
You can see for yourself, can't you? Up there above the scaffold. Oh, well, the glass is broken, you mean? Yeah, the case what the victim got in to start with. Really did get beamed through the air or whatever and laid it all the way over there.
More like he just got his ass blasted all the way over there. Ah!
So you see, it did kind of work, didn't it?
What?
I don't believe it.
I mean, I don't get the ins and outs of it, but anything's possible, right? With science. So I'll tell you what, you can have this. It's a plan of the experiment they drew up at the art.
Are you sure?
Yeah, go on. I had three bob off you before, so fair's fair.
Yes, I didn't actually give that to you. Did I?
Experiment sketch. Diagram showing the relative positions of the Crystal Tower in Professor Hairbrain's machine that exploded. Okay.
Something Inspector Gregson said before seemed a little strange.
For what it's worth, anyway. Investigating's off the cards for all of us.
Was some like copyright shit? We can't like know the ins and outs of the secrets of stuff?
Yeah, snotty old Gregsy ran off after that without explaining himself. Oh, right, that. The boss said no one was allowed to investigate that weird machine that blew up yesterday. Well, that's not fair. We're representing the defendant.
In that case, could you at least tell us what you've learned from your investigations?
Nah, you don't get it. We ain't allowed to investigate neither.
Why?
What did the boss call them again? The forensic investigation team, I think. Anyway, apart from them lot, no one's allowed to lay a finger on the scene. Bit funny, innit?
So even Scotland Yard's own detectives can't investigate. Yes, I've never heard something like that before.
I thought I could have a gander on the quiet, though, but the boss called me at it. You probably heard him giving me an earful about it before from down here, didn't you? It's all bleeding fair.
I think you were giving him as much of an earful back as I remember it.
Yeah, well, sometimes I think it's all them chips what make him so stubborn. You say something to him, Mordo. Go on. See if you can get him through to him.
He's up on the platform above us, is he? Where the machine that exploded is.
We can try, can't we, Bruno? Gregson won't listen to us. And my gun.
Oh boy. All right, let's have a look at some of this stuff.
It looks like layers of thick canvas with a thick rubber lining of sorts. I've never seen anything like it before. But apply Mr. Holmes's methods, you might deduce it was part of a raincoat worn by someone who really didn't want to get wet. And the charring must have occurred when the person was struck by lightning. Or maybe not. God, it makes it look so easy when he makes up a whole bunch of horse shit.
Yeah, so it's got like a weird crank on the side. I don't think, I mean, it looks like a crossbow potentially. Actually, it really does. I actually think it is. Yeah, I see some rope there. What the fuck, can I not look at anything on this? Oh wait, there we go.
Ah, there's some sort of lever here.
Yep. Sick.
What is this? It looks like a cross between a bow and a gun. Oh, yeah. I think it's probably used for the same thing, too.
Yeah, crossbow.
A weapon found hidden behind a tree under the experimentation stage of the exhibition grounds. Turns out that's a folding crossbow. This groove here must be where the arrows are loaded, I suppose.
Like our iris is here, but she's not actually saying anything.
So I was right. It's sort of a bow with an automatic firing mechanism. This would be perfect for someone like me who catches his ear with the bowstrings 2 times out of 3. In fact, if I had one of these, maybe I could have beaten Cosmo in Kyoto archery training. That would have shown him. God, I miss him. Woo! Looks like you wind this around in order to draw the bowstring back and create tension. You must be able to fire arrows with a huge amount of force using this device then. In fact, I would imagine it's far more accurate and powerful than a Japanese longbow. Really had no idea what I was picking up when I spotted this at the exhibition grounds.
Does someone shoot something at the device to like set it off? Stuff of a chain reaction? Mayhaps. Okay, so we see some balloons back there. Are those for like scale or background decoration? Okay.
The Crystal Tower. It's certainly an apt name. It was built to be the focal point of the exhibition, and it definitely is, being so tall and with all that glass. I can't imagine a building like this ever being erected in Japan.
There are a lot of exhibits inside the tower as well, apparently. Of course, there's an observation deck, but there's also an art gallery, a zoo, and a museum. But I heard you have to queue for 3 hours just to get through the doors.
Well, at the moment, the shattered glass from the failed experiment may well be the biggest draw.
And thanks to that accident, the whole tower is shut.
Suddenly, it's not the Crystal Tower anymore, but the Crystal Glass Shower.
Waka waka.
Apparently, everyone's taking to the skies now to look down on the disaster area from above instead. But there's a 3-hour queue to go up in a balloon now.
Londoners must be very patient people.
God dang doodly!
Behold, the flag. I can't actually examine it. Can I look at the balloons? No? Oh, there we go.
That's where the Cove ended up after his isokinesis or whatever they call it. Dead, of course.
And yet they're calling the experiment a success?
What's the wooden scaffold there for? The coppers, all lads, set that up after the incident happened. To get the body down, I think. Don't know, really.
Didn't you help to erect the scaffold then?
Ah, lookout duty's more my thing. Walking around the exhibition and keeping a lookout for the fun stuff.
Mind Gregson doesn't hear you saying that or he'll give you the boot. It's incredible though, isn't it? I mean, could the victim really have bridged that gap by some sort of invisible kinesis?
Nah, seriously, I forced the explosion and just launched him all the way over there. You got a big enough bomb, you can do anything. Anything you set your crazy demon psychotic mind to.
This platform must have been set up for the experiment, I suppose. It's very high up.
About 30 feet above the ground, apparently. That's what a policeman I just spoke to said.
I don't really understand feet very well. We don't use them in Japan. Even your weird system.
I know, right? Oh, yes, sorry, it's about 9 meters. But soon you'll have been in London a year, Bruno. It's time you got used to our measurements.
Wait, I thought feet was really an American thing. I thought even the British used the metric system, like the regular metric system of meters. Do they also use feet and inches and shit? That's just us and our weird asses.
Yes, well, the thing is so tall, the specters at the front would just have seen a wall and nothing else.
They probably thought they secured the best spot to watch from, only to be disappointed.
There's a saying in Japan, the darkest spot is right under the lighthouse. I feel like it probably applies here.
The grass is always greener on the other side, right?
The stairs obviously lead to the stage above. We should go up there and investigate the exact spot where the experiment was being conducted.
Wow. October 22nd, the Great Exhibition Grounds, experimentation stage. Cool. My death ray.
So that's it, is it? The machine that blew up? There's a lot of giblets everywhere.
Oh, it must have been a magnificent explosion, and I've seen my fair share.
You've seen things like this before, you mean?
Of course! Holmesy's always doing experiments that ended in a bang. In fact, it's in his own words, explosions are the very essence of chemistry. And they're fun to look at.
Ah, that might explain the smell of burning that frequently comes wafting up the stairs.
One time he made something that exploded with such force it took the roof off the building. I wish you'd been there to see it, Bruno.
It's hard to get too excited about that, given that I now live in the roof.
Well, anyway, that's enough about that. Let's go shooting stuff. It's time to investigate.
Okay.
There's Inspector Gregson.
Oh, look, Inspector Gregson's over there. He seems to be deep in thought about something. Better sneak up on him. Whilst eyeing up at the machine carefully.
Really? He just looks confused to me.
Golly gee, what the hell am I looking at? The fucking dicks are like that.
It ripped itself apart magnificently, didn't it?
Magnificently and mercilessly.
So someone stands in the middle of the machine to be disassembled and then beamed through the air. Did I not click on Gregson? I guess I must have clicked just around him.
Yes, beamed. Not blasted. That's the point.
Yes, that's part's crucial, really. Is something like that even possible, though, Iris?
Oh, Bruno, I'm just a child. How should I know?
A child when it suits you, you mean?
From what I can tell, I think if you were to pull this lever here...
Stop! Don't touch that!
That was a practically instantaneous kinesis the way you flew over here just now, Gregson.
That was a cuter little point there. I was like, what's he doing?
Look at the lever. Here comes my goofy music. Sounds so bubbly.
Please, your ladyship. Oh, I didn't mean to startle you. I can't let you touch anything up here.
You didn't startle me. I thought it was funny. So sorry. You can have some of my latest special blend to make up for it.
Oh, I just carry my cup and fucking plate around all the time. Glug, 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 glug. For just such an occasion. Ah, wonderful. This stuff really is wonderful. Yes.
See, again, he holds it in a way. It looks like he's seriously advertised. Like he's turning the Coca-Cola logo towards the screen. Like,
truly the best there is. Iris' special blend.
I'm loving it.
It's just like old times, this is.
Extend the pinky. All right, you got my attention.
We're representing Professor Harebrain in court tomorrow, Inspector. So we should be allowed to examine the scene.
Ha! Listen, sunshine. You're not allowed to touch anything up here. It's that blasted special dispensation for scientific equipment act, I believe. It's driving me potty.
Oh yes, that special dispensation. The professor mentioned that too.
More red tape's all we need. I don't know what the government's thinking. It's playing it sometimes.
But we're all allowed to just look, aren't we?
Eh?
Surely that's all right, isn't it, Grexy?
don't touch anything, just look, right?
I mean, technically, you could sort of say looking and investigating are kind of similar, but you know. course, your ladyship. Anything you say, your ladyship. But please, don't get your daddy hands dirty, will you?
Don't worry. We wouldn't dream of touching anything, would we, Bruno?
She really knows how to get what she wants.
What can you tell me?
Using high voltage electricity to somehow disassemble a man's body, and then beam him across to the Crystal Tower. It's an extraordinary thing to attempt, especially in public.
True. It's by far most unusual of the experiments planned for the exhibition, mind.
To be honest, I'm a bit surprised it was allowed. Carrying out something so dangerous with so many spectators present, I mean.
The government's doing everything it can to promote new science and technology at the moment. They're more worried about it being ahead of the game than the odd spot of public safety infringements. If they can be the first to develop some new technology, it makes Britain more powerful in the future, you see.
Yes, I suppose that's true, in a way.
So the powers that be are placing a heavy emphasis on scientists' rights at the moment.
And also probably protecting national secrets or some technologies that they're potentially developing, right? They don't want other countries to figure it out.
What sort of rights?
We're making it so that any theories that the brains have remain their legal property, as it were. Yeah. Right through developing it into a practical idea and even going into production. Which is the infuriating reason us coppers are allowed to touch this crime scene.
Yeah, that's pretty nuts, actually. I mean, it's not too many, well, not too many things on this end. Actually, no, I guess if you go into some really deep, dank government secrets, there'd be some stuff here that you wouldn't be able to touch with regular law enforcement either. It'd be some like Secret Service stuff that would be much more hush-hush.
Because the new highfalutin special dispensation scientific equipment act prevents it.
Ah, I see now.
The only people with permission to investigate here are from some brand new department at the Yard. The Forensic Investigation Team, it's called. We've been relegated to keep guarding it.
Oh shit, is that where Emma is? Emma's great-great-great-grandmother?
The Forensic Investigation Team.
Any old fool can see this heap of scrap metal is a sham to begin with. Just because it says scientific equipment on the paperwork, we can't do a flaming thing with it.
Poor Grexy. He's very head up, isn't he?
Yeah, no shit. What else is new?
Remind me again, what's this new legal act that means we're not allowed to touch the scene here?
Are you having me at it? Are you having me at it, Sunshine? It's the Special Dispensation for Scientific Equipment Act.
Yes, I think Holmesy mentioned that recently. With a real twinkle in his eyes, I remember.
I'm sure he did, your ladyship. I'm sure he did. Best especially for this great exhibition it was. All scientists have to do is present their ideas or inventions to some suits in the civil service. And if it gets rubber stamped, that's a guarantee of rights to maintain the invention's confidentiality.
What does that really mean?
Think about it. Think of all the world-changing new inventions on display every day at this exhibition. Although a good half of them are a load of cobblers, if you ask me. Put forward by shammers like yourself.
Thanks for that.
Oh, I love how absurd some of the inventions here are. It's all so fun.
Might be fun to you, but a member of the force is to be present at every single demonstration. For shit like this, can you imagine, eh? Hate science? That's what I say.
Oh, I don't think so. This is like my dream job.
You'd soon think otherwise after spending a day guarding all these shammers. Bogus contraptions.
But if they're all bogus, how can anyone hope to demonstrate them? There'd be no point.
Yeah, well, there's the point, sadly.
Sorry?
Thanks to another of our government's bright ideas. If any theory or invention is deemed to show potential, the government hands out a research grant.
The scientists get funding?
Exactly. And that's what they're all after. All these shammers coming from far and wide to clog up Hyde Park. It's basically like an olden day Shark Tank, if you want an equivalent. And who has to keep them all safe, eh? Who has to smile and politely welcome them? Us coppers, that's who. So you see why I say it now, can't ya? Hang science! Hang it!
Oh, maybe I can see your point.
Okay. Interesting.
Apparently Professor Harebrain lives and works in Germany now conducting his research.
That's right. Get back to Britain, especially for the great exhibition, as I understand it. Probably after one of the government research grants.
Actually, we learned something else about the professor earlier today. About his time in further education. Turns out he was at university with someone we both know, Lord Van Zieks.
Ah, what's that? That's news to me. But if Van Zieks man's the prosecution, Then I see Q's Professor's fate is...
Sealed? Because the Reaper will get him one way or another.
Except for, you know, when it doesn't.
Blimey, the man's beyond me. I don't know what goes on in that head of his. Talking of Van Zeeks, this Moore's paper ran the story of him being attacked. Read that?
Oh, yes, but Mr. Reaper is completely fine. Nothing to worry about.
Yes, right. Glad to hear it. Still, Reaper, huh? How long's that business gonna keep up, I wonder?
The mystery of the Reaper.
The victim in this case, the investor, Mr. Asman, he was another of the Reaper's victims. Or so I heard.
Lord Brock Van Zeek's a top-class prosecutor. But even he can't always push the right verdict through. Sometimes justice can't win.
Yes, I've heard about jurors being bribed and evidence being falsified. And that's how the notion of the Reaper of the Bailey came about, isn't it?
Obviously, Skull and Yaw suspected Van Zeeks initially. We all assumed he was taking matters into his own hands. He failed to seal the deal in court.
Although the man himself denies that charge.
Well, we've done a very thorough investigation, and the conclusion we reached is that Lord Van Zeeks is in no way related to the deaths of those people outside the courtroom. There's no question in my mind. I'd stake my reputation on it, I would.
But if that's true, then how do you explain it? All his defendants couldn't just have coincidentally died if nobody killed them.
I know that, but I can't explain it. It's a mystery after all, isn't it? That's the whole point of the Reaper.
Professor Harebrain mentioned something else. He said that at university, Lord Van Zeeks was a totally different person, easygoing and kind.
You what?
He said that it was after they both graduated that something happened to change the man. Do you have any idea what it was?
No clue.
Really?
Look, I've got my hands full watching over this frustrating crime scene. Why don't you go and make a nuisance of yourself elsewhere, eh?
Oh, he's hiding some shit. He's hiding some dank shit. God damn it. All right, let's look at some stuff. Like this box. Ew, the Ferris wheel.
What is that gigantic thing over there? It's like an enormous water wheel.
How did you not notice that on our way in here, Bruno? That's a Ferris wheel. There'll be people riding inside those little cabins you can see.
Why?
Well, they rotate nice and slowly, so it's a wonderful way to see the surrounding scenery.
Wait, it's turning? But it looks completely still. Oh my god, it is moving.
Yes, that's because it's turning so slowly. One complete revolution takes about a half an hour.
If you were mad enough to go in one, it would be more fun to whiz around fast, don't you think?
This giant Ferris wheel rolling on the ground.
And those of you might have just invented a new sort of ride there, Bruno.
Oh yeah, that's gonna be my claim to fame. I can't wait. Okay. Considering how badly damaged everything is, Professor Harebrain was lucky to escape unscathed, I'd say. We should have a good look around the machine while we can, I think.
Touch anything and I'll make sure I'll kill you before I get strung up myself, you hear?
I won't touch a thing, I promise. So please, spare a thought for your digestion.
Ah, this endless pile of fish and chips.
Anyway, do you really think this machine could actually disassemble people like the professor claims?
Yes, looking totally incredulous. Give it a rest, sunshine. If we're allowed to examine all this bleeding scrap metal, then we can answer that question. Well, we can't, can we?
Because of the annoying rules, you mean?
Exactly, the annoying obstructive flaming rules.
Oh, look at the base of the machine there.
Oh, yes, there's a tool of some kind poking through the wire mesh.
It's a screwdriver, I think.
Oh, isn't it a lovely one? The handle is in the shape of a capital A.
For asshole.
It is? Oh, yeah, you're right.
What's the matter with you? Don't touch anything I said. Touch anything and I'll make sure I kill you before I get strung on myself, I said.
Yes, I understand, sorry. I only touched it a teeny weeny bit.
But Grexy, I'm very curious about this screwdriver. Really very, very curious.
Of course, your ladyship. You're so clever, your ladyship. Fancy spoiled something like this. But I'm afraid I can't let you have it.
But Bruno found it first.
I assure you, I'll investigate it thoroughly. When they let me.
He's gone off with it.
That was very mean, I'm afraid. Inspector Gregson is going to make a very clumsy and embarrassing mistake in next month's installment now.
Poor Grexy.
It's my job, damn it! Right, are you done here, Mr. Orodo?
Sorry?
Is it about time you were leaving? Or rather, it is about time you were leaving. That lot are here now.
That lot?
The science forensic shit.
The forensic investigation team. They'll be giving me that heave-ho in a minute, too.
Oh dear, poor Grexy. Here, have another cup of my special blend to cheer you up with my funny bubbly music.
That was actually not her theme. Her theme is the blip, 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 blip sounding one. This is a different one.
Oh, I hit the spot. Yep, hits it every time. Ha-ha.
Best part of waking up is Iris T. Rocker.
At least I've seen the scene with my own eyes. Looks like this is as far as we're going to get with our investigation here, at least.
I've been thinking. Holmesy might know something, mightn't he?
About what?
About Mr. Reaper!
About what happened to Lord Van Zeeks, you mean?
They never wants to talk to us about anything about Van Zeeks.
It sounds like something very significant occurred after he graduated from university. Something that completely changed his life forever. Maybe, but I have no idea where to find Mr. Holmes at the moment.
He's probably hanging out right now, right? Is he like hanging from that device up there?
He's in the middle of some big case, isn't he?
Here, this is what you need.
Madame Tuspel?
What's this? Some kind of entrance ticket? Madame Tuspels?
Tuspels?
Is this supposed to mean something to me?
You don't know it. It's the most popular attraction in London at the moment. It's very close to Baker Street, actually. We could go there now if you like.
No, we don't have time for visiting attractions today, Iris. We have a big trial tomorrow.
But that's where Holmesy is.
What? At this popular London attraction?
Yes.
How is it that you know where he is?
Holmesy told me, but he told me to keep it a secret from you, Bruno.
Madame Tuspels? I don't see how it could be related to the case we're investigating here, but then stranger things have happened. And when they happen, Mr. Holmes is usually at the heart of them.
Madame Tuspels. Madame Spell. Is that actually supposed to go in Tuspels? Two spells? Let's hear the pun for this one. My damn two spells!
All right, get the crap out of here. I swear to God, I see you around here one more time. I will fucking get out of here.
Look at this thing over here. There are all sorts of strange buildings here in the Great Exhibition Grounds, aren't there? I seem to remember something similar being exhibited in Japan one time.
Oh, and your country, Bruno. I do wish I could go and see it. I present a particularly steely samurai with a present of one of Holmesy's stories I'd written especially.
Steely Samurai, you say?
And see if I can get Holmesy to a jam against some Batistu Master Ninjas.
You might not find as many of those sorts of people around you as you think.
Oh, well that's dull.
Oh, but I do know a prosecutor with a Shimage top knot I can introduce you to. He's kind of a little bitch, but he's sort of cool from the right angles.
A Shimage, really? You think I could have a picture taken with him, do you?
Assuming he's recovered from the trim Cosma gave him a year ago. Yes.
Which she didn't actually. Technically, he actually has less hair now. He had one hair growing out, and then he cut it. The ray gun.
That amazing horn-shaped device is pointing towards the Crystal Tower. Suppose once people are disassembled by the machine, they're shot out of that thing to where they're going.
I don't think it was just to shoot anything, Bruno. It was set up to beam people to the Crystal Tower, where they'd be reconstructed in their original form.
Well, I don't like the look of it. If it was as amazing as it looked, the accident wouldn't have happened in the first place, of course.
I suppose that's true, yes.
But nothing ever goes according to plan, does it? So those are people carrying balloons, dangling silently in the skies over London. I always thought the day would come when humans would discover how to fly. But I never imagined it would involve them being suspended from a colorful, floating Tamari handballs.
I'm sure it must feel amazing being up there among the clouds. Let's take a ride together, Bruno, please.
If I'm being perfectly honest, I would like to try it. But without a cast iron guarantee the thing won't plummet to the ground and says my stupid ass to the great beyond, I'm too scared.
Oh well, in that case I should tell you what Holmesy said. It's physically impossible for a flying balloon to plummet to the ground as long as it doesn't explode.
Yes, call me crazy, but I think that exploding part might play on my mind a little.
I know. It's a stretch, but I'm just that way. Okay, I think we're good. William Turner.
What are you still doing here?
Sorry, I'm just looking at all the fluff dialogue. All right, bye.